So, before we jump into the video, just thought I'd let you guys know that this big-brained human being potentially forgot to hit record on their audio recording software. So, yeah, you're going to be stuck with terrible microphone quality for this video, but I'll hopefully remember for next one. Thank you guys. I hope you are very understanding of this situation. Yeah, we'll get on with the video. Well, that was shite. Just shite. Boring. So, the Russian Grand Prix this weekend just gone, and had almost no action apart from the opening lap and Romain Grosjean driving through some polystyrene boards pretty much. Before we jump in though, just want to say, would you guys please like the video, comment down below what you thought of the race, how you thought some of the drivers did, and subscribe to the channel as well. Thank you very much. And without further ado, we'll jump in. So, 19th and 20th, Lance Stroll and Carlos Sainz. So, Carlos, don't really know what happened there. It's just an absolute rookie error, just a stupid move that he did, going off on turn 2 and taking himself out. Almost ruined his teammate's race, almost took out Seb. So, yeah, not really much to be said about Carlos, really a rookie manoeuvre. But also I think it might be something for the stewards to look at maybe in the future, how they have that bollard set up. But, you know, Lance, I think there should be a question around the stewing rules. I spoke about this more in depth on the TF1 show. Me and Tinas did a hour-long chat after the race. I'll leave the link to that in the description down below if you want to hear more of my thoughts, a lot more spread out. But basically, the stewarding needs to be more consistent in F1. You look at incidents, we said like in Britain where Alex got a 5-second penalty for pretty much an identical incident with K-Mag. In Austria where Alex got taken out by Lewis, it was a very similar incident. Back to Japan last year where Charles took out Max. So they all got penalties, Charles didn't. 18th, George Russell ruined his own race. Did terrible on the safety car restart, terrible, lights out. I don't know, I think it's one of the poorest weekends we've seen from George in F1 so far. I mean, that's not to say he's not a good driver. He qualified, what, 13th? 14th? 14th, yeah, qualified Seb. But, like, I don't know, he got away terribly, lost a load of positions off the line. Safety car restart, lost more positions. Then he, obviously, I think he went on the hards quite early on, the same as like Alex and Lando did. Had a massive lock up around turn 13 and just ruined his race, had to pit again. Grosjean, one of the only bits of entertainment in the race when he was battling for 14th with Seb. Oh, the fact that Seb was battling for 14th. My most exciting point of the weekend was when I got tested positive for coronavirus. So next up in 16th is Latifi. I think I made a video on this last week. I think Latifi's doing quite well. Race is very strong in his race pace, like almost comparable to George. You know, I don't think that's anything to be sniffed at. I mean, his qualifying is shocking, let's be honest. 15th, old Nozza. Yeah, not brilliant for Lando. Like I said, got his race ruined by his teammate, then got left out a few laps too long on that hard stint and ended up having to, like, I don't know, I feel like it was quite hard. The teams were probably not expecting as much degradation as they got, but then, you know, you need to listen to the feedback from your drivers and all that. So, I don't know, I think it was very much a nothing race for Lando. Then we have Kimi Raikkonen. I don't even really remember if I saw Kimi in the race at any point. Just Up next is Seb. I actually think Seb had quite a good race. Now, for one reason, in that he played the team game massively. Charles would not have been up in 6th if it wasn't for Seb. Seb held up those 2 Renaults for a number of laps. Amazing defensive driving. Just, yeah, showing us he can still do it. Showing us that he doesn't just do what he did in qualifying everywhere. But yeah, obviously not the performance you want. Probably, oh, it looked like he really had the car under him this weekend, and then had the incident in qualifying. K-Mag 12th, brilliant performance. Don't remember seeing him. Gio in 11th, brilliant performance. Remember seeing him holding up Vettel for most of the race. 10th, Alexander Albon. Just a bit of a fall from grace for Alex, really, isn't it? Get your podium and then this. So, I'll be honest, terrible qualifying. Qualified 10th, had a gearbox penalty down to 15th, opening lap, had the safety car, so then Red Bull pit Alex, put him on hards. Okay, sensible decision. And then we're struggling to get past the Williams and a McLaren. Just, I don't know, I think George really played it kind of stupidly in that he was trying to defend like 16th position from Alex and Lando. I don't know. My thinking would have been just let them get past and you can just try and leech the tail for them for a while. 9th, Pierre Gasly, yeah, did alright. I mean, I don't know, it wasn't anything astounding. Finished in the same place he qualified. Put on actually quite a good move around that chicane after the fast left-hander, where I think he got Alex and Lando within that chicane, so really good move there. 8th, Daniel Kvyat. I think he had a very good weekend, Kvyat. Putting a good performance in front of his home crowd. Last few races he's been pleasantly surprising me. Just going along and doing the Hulkenberg approach. Just go along, get your points, go home. 7th, Esteban Ocon. Yeah, pretty decent. I was discussing this with Tina, so like I'll probably hark back to that bit. It wasn't terrible. I was obviously running up in 4th for a bit. Had to let Daniel by to go and get past Seb, and then Seb's tyres were probably off by then, so that did allow Esteban to get by. But props to him for playing the team game. I know you don't really have much to say. I think it's probably one of his better weekends in Renault so far this season. I mean, to make up the positions he did on the first lap and be running in 4th for a while, yeah, pretty decent. Charles Leclerc, massively helped out by Seb. Massively. If Seb hadn't held up those Renaults, so Charles is splitting the Renaults, so Esteban probably would have been above him, and Esteban was doing a crazy defensive job for like 15-20 laps against Kvyat on mediums, so props to him for doing that. So arguably he would have been in 8th, Charles, if it wasn't for Seb. So this is why I think Seb had quite a good race in that he played the team game massively. The race pace wasn't there for him. They left Seb out to purposefully maximise points for Charles, which is fair enough. It's team sport. Well played for Seb, and very fortunate for Charles. But I don't think that position is representative of where Charles should have been. 5th, probably my maybe. Probably my driver of the weekend would be Daniel. Amazing qualifying performances. Dropped place. Did he drop place? So finished where he qualified. Yeah, his Q2 time had a good tussle with Perez. Made some nice moves, like the one on Seb, pretty decent move. Yeah, look, I think he lost out to Ocon on the start. Ocon made up the most at the start, and then Perez lost the most. But Perez, yeah, we'll move on to Perez now. That overtake around turn 3, just whenever I see someone going through in there, I think he went up the inside, which, you know, we saw an F2 driver try and defend on the inside, and it didn't end too well in the sprint race. 3rd, Lewis Hamilton. Like I say, it's team sport. You win as a team, you lose as a team. The team told Lewis to do his practice starts outside of the pit exit. Ultimately got his 2 penalties for it. Had to serve those at his pit stop. Yeah, it's a hard one. I think in the car, I don't have any issues with what drivers say, really. We'll get onto that in a minute, though. Out of the car, though, Lewis was very dismissive. His comments about the FIA wanting to, like, hinder him, I don't know, I think it's very, very immature, especially when you're seen as the figurehead of the sport, pretty much, by the public. So, yeah, then these are the reasons why people don't like Lewis, why they think he's a sore loser. But when you're used to that perfection, he was on track to match the winning record and match the world champion titles record. So yeah, Lewis, I think he did the best he could with the situation he had, and got the maximum amount of points. Max ultimately did the same thing. It's like, with the penalties Lewis got, he couldn't have done anything extra, especially where he was on the hards for so long, and Max had like 15 extra laps on his, so there's no way that Lewis is making that up. Moving on to Max, stellar weekend. Probably, I think Max's probable best qualifying performance for Red Bull, even though he's got pole positions. I think Max had a very, very solid weekend. I saw Johnny Herbert say it's almost like the Alain Prost approach. If you have a car good enough for second, you need to get second. Your car's good enough for fourth, you need to get fourth. That is what Max does. Max is very good at literally getting every last drop of performance out of that car. Valtteri Bottas, who, let's just say I might have said this tweet to Aldas. Nice one, Elliot. I think he was obviously gifted the race, but then obviously that happened to Pierre. Pierre was given the race lead of Monza. You still have to finish it, so props to him for doing that. Did the best with what he had, maximised the situation. For some reason he thinks he's back in the title fight. He's definitely not. Like, the only way that would happen is if Lewis got a race ban, which is very unlikely to happen. Average weekend for Valtteri, massively off the pace in qualifying, massively off the pace again, but it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter to Valtteri, not like... Those are just some of my thoughts on the race and the drivers. Let me know what you guys thought down below. Thank you guys very much for watching. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Bye guys.